Yeah. Tell me what got going on that dirt. Yeah.
Yo, if I were podcasting, it would be insane. Knowledge flowing like the sweetest rain. Professor Bear on the mic, spreading wisdom wide. Of his thoughts, that's my pride, I can't hide.
With the voices in your ear, changing the game.
If I rule podcasting, every thought we'd ignite. In a world of chatter, we'll just walk in the fight. With Professor Bear, we're climbing to new heights. A Bear's Thoughts podcast, shining bright in the night. Topics from the heart, never sounding the same. Got laughs and debates, never dull or bland. From culture to tech, take you by the hand. Join the ride with us, feel the vibe expand. With every episode, we shine that beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul.
So tune in, don't miss what we got to share. If I rule podcasting, I spread the love everywhere.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me this evening. I am Professor Bear, and this is a Bear's Thought. And we're 1 week deep into Wrestling Podcasters Appreciation Month. And my guests have been tremendous. I've had so much fun, and I can say I've learned a thing or two on some of the different episodes.
Well, I mean, we're here to enlighten and direct you to the proper wrestling companies to enjoy, like JCW. Whoop whoop.
JCW on Thursdays on YouTube.
That's right. So, JCW Lunacy, our good friend, the wrestling Don, Big Vito. You can see him every Thursday.
So, with all that being said, these guys are one of a handful of people that I actually call real friends. Even though one of them is an asshole to me every chance he gets, but I think that's his way of telling me he loves the Bear. But this is my guy, Ted, ATB. Hill 5 Podcast. Guys, how are you doing?
I can't hear a word he's saying.
I can't hear you, bro. That mic issue.
Hold on.
Check. Check.
Thank God you didn't do this last night.
All right. That's okay. We're right here. I just wanted to say that I would like to be addressed as the trivia world champion of the world.
Yeah, I forgot about that little tidbit.
Oh, you can't forget.
What kind of introduction is this?
Yeah, what kind of
Come
introduction?
on, Professor Bear. You've got two people like Gil 510 and Notorious AB, and you're not going to give us a proper introduction? Come on.
So, fine. Let me take it back.
That felt good.
Let me introduce you to the trivia world heavyweight champion
of the world.
That's why I said heavyweight champion of the world, but okay.
He's the world heavyweight trivia champion of the world.
Okay, look, I make this easier. Won't y'all do the intro?
All right, fine. This here is Till 510. He is the world trivia champion of the world. He's got his smoking hot nail tech fiance and his producer Nick right there beside him. Here you go. See, that's the introduction he deserves.
Thank you, Bear. I love you. But a couple weeks ago, you asked for this when you tried to come after the crown of the king. So we're gonna have to settle that this year.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wasn't gonna mention it. I was just gonna let it lie until it gets closer to that time. But again, two of my favorite good friends of mine, they have taught me a lot about wrestling, which is funny bit that I am a professor that's also a bear.
You're not a real professor and you're not a real bear.
Yes.
Unless you mean that in a kinky homosexual kind of way. At that point, no shame, sir.
I am all of that. But anyway, so as I always ask my guests, first question is, how did y'all get into wrestling?
I got born into it, man. My mom was a really big fan, and she put it in front of me at a young age. That's how I got into wrestling.
Well, see, what?
What's funny about that?
Can I do your backstory?
Yeah, you can do my villain origin story.
Okay, so here's the thing. Till 510 was born in the deep, dark hills of southeastern Kentucky in the cheapest trailer park that you could find. And they only had 3 channels, and professional wrestling was all that he got to watch. He was given hand-me-down toys. He got the Dollar General knockoffs. And as he grew and got his own job and his own money, he learned that he could buy toys at the Walmart. And that's where he really became a huge wrestling fan.
That's not quite the origin story, but close enough. That'll sell.
Look, it's like Joe Dirt, but with a beard instead of a mullet.
That's right.
And instead of fireworks, it's wrestling figures.
I was just going to say, but he had wrestling figures. And in the end, that's all that matters.
You mean to tell me you ain't got no Ultimate Edition Kurt Angle? You ain't got the Legion of Doom knockoff box set? You ain't got no Super 7 Tanahashi?
Oh, hell, you say Tom. Oh, yeah, we still got some Tamagotchis back there in the corner.
No, we don't have Tamagotchis, but we do have basic Miz figures.
Oh, my God. ATV.
You know who needs figures? JCW really needs some figures. It would be really cool to have a Don Vito with kendo stick figure, and then I could make Barnabas and the Outbreak kick the shit out of him together.
That's right. That's not right. Vito is my friend.
Well, he's not my friend. Barnabas is my friend, so I'm pulling for them.
Vito's my friend, dude. I'm in the Big V Mafia.
So okay, I get we're going to talk about that later on, but you still, ATV, have not answered the question of how you became a wrestling fan.
Well, see, as a young child, I had bunk beds with my brother, and he was 4 years older than me and would watch all of the wrestling of that era. As my brother was, in fact, not only a Hulkamaniac, but also a fan of Bret Hart. So he was wanting to watch those. Big Sting fan back in the day. So we would watch a lot of old VHS tapes. And that's how I first got into wrestling. And then one summer, my dad was flipping through the channels because I was renting them all the time anyways. I would just rent the old ones over and over. Like Survivor Series 91 is my jam. But you had Ric Flair and the Giant in the ring. And the NWO came out and kicked the shit out of both of them and spray painted it. And at that point, my brain was hooked. And I think that was kind of like the first hit of heroin for a heroin addict. because I have never looked back from that moment of Hollywood Hogan spray painting people because I despised Hulk Hogan. But Hollywood was some good shit.
I can understand why you would despise Hulk Hogan.
Nuh-uh.
Because hell, I despise any Hogan.
Hey, Brooke ain't that bad.
There's nothing wrong with Horace.
Look, any Hogan.
He had a great run in FMW.
Actually, he did, and I did know that. Yes, I did.
Horace Boulder.
Too bad for him.
Yeah, the wrong last name in the business.
So, another silly ass question is, what makes y'all different than other podcasts?
We're not boring.
I also
We're
think
not-
at this point that we're not a podcast. I don't think.
No,
I don't think
we
we're a podcast. I think we put on a wrestling show every week.
Yeah.
We do it differently. We have really thought outside of the box to try to do unique things.
we have a wrestling web show, is what we have. At this point, even though Tanner's background is our old podcast acknowledgement, we actually did drop even bothering doing the audio onlys on Spotify just because what we do isn't really a podcast. It's not. We don't interview guests every week. We provide stuff that we like and acknowledge certain segments and certain ideas of wrestling and try to help other old wrestling fans reconnect with stuff.
And the ultimate goal is just to entertain.
Yeah. I mean, if you, and half of it is entertaining each other.
Right.
Because if you're not having fun at this stuff and you're just being dull, boring, reading Wikipedia every week, it gets old quick.
It definitely can. And not to necessarily throw shade at any other podcast, but a lot of them have the same formula. And it does get like, it's like, why am I watching you? But then say
Sorry.
one more time.
I said very early we realized that we had to do something different in order to stand out. If we just kept doing the same routine, we were never going to get noticed.
But and that's how the whole Till 5 origin came about. We were like, we got to do something different. And we're both big, actually, Nigel McGuinness and his I Have Till 5 referee is the first one that we went with. But because Bryan Danielson used it, we both loved that. And, you know, our first live was about Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness. I have kissed Nigel McGuinness's ass on our show from day one because I think he is the most underrated wrestler there's ever been at this point. It's a damn shame. But that really, you know, that Till 5 and only doing 5 segments, I think that is what keeps us different and keeps us simple.
And they're vastly different. We can talk about AEW and Rick Rude and FMW all on the same show.
Well, you can. I can't say shit about FMW.
Well, that's just an example. We've never done and we won't do a segment on FMW because that's deathmatch garbage. Most of it.
There you go. Same reason we don't do GCW segments. But I do think that I will be watching a death match here in a few months as JCW is doing Stranglemania in Vegas. I'm going to have to watch that one. I saw today they're planning to do a 3D pay-per-view in March.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to have glasses and everything. They're going to do a 3D pay-per-view and a 3D concert on the same night.
That's really cool, man.
That is outside the box thinking. It's something different. And even if it doesn't go off the right way, at least you tried and you can go from there.
Yeah, I mean,
figure out what worked, what didn't work.
So years ago, when they released the second half of their Wraith album, the Sixth Joker's Card, ICP included a DVD that had a 3D movie in it. So I feel like they've always kind of enjoyed playing around with that stuff. So Jay's all about just trying new weird shit, and apparently he's had like the plan for these gimmicks for years that he does for these people. Like he had a Mr. 50s gimmick of a guy like in all gray and wrestling like an old school style, and ended up finding Drake Younger, and that worked perfect.
So, with y'all really liking um y'all really liking JCW?
But who said we
Um,
really like Jason?
what and as what you do is different. Do you think there are podcasts that will just throw shit at the wall, not really even try to formulate anything just to get pops, to get quick views?
Well, that's what some people do with their TikTok and YouTube shorts. They just put a backdrop of a WWE thing behind them and say, "Oh, snap," or some shit like that, and then post it on there and then get their million views.
Yeah, but for me, I like you all because you're not apologetic for being yourselves. Y'all will go out on the limb, and it's not necessarily to insult anybody or it's all in fun. And y'all are so different that y'all have carved out a lane that I personally haven't seen any other podcast that goes in y'all direction.
So we all know the best thing about professional wrestling, or the best wrestlers, are wrestlers who portray themselves times 10. That's kind of what we do. We're
Exactly.
honest, like, yeah, we're having fun with it, but if we're like, I'm not impressed with you because of X, we actually fucking mean that. I'm not going to kiss somebody's ass just because they've done something. That's not who we are. That's not what we decided to do. We had a life before we decided to create Till 5. We'll have one after it's gone. That's just how it is.
And it's not just wrestling. I think that ATB and I have always been really good friends because we're that way in real life. Like, that's just how we view life in general.
Yeah.
And it definitely shows in y'all's work. And I guess too, because we're in a group and I see and listen to a lot of stuff, I sit back and laugh. A lot of times I won't even comment, just looking and like, well, damn, that's pretty deep. I wouldn't have thought that. and I love to the fact, and definitely Joe is the perfect example. Y'all would throw out ideas and y'all are very encouraging to the group. It's like, hey, man, go for it. Don't sit, who gives a fuck? Try it. And
If
I
it doesn't,
don't
it doesn't
go ahead.
work. It's not going to destroy your entire show if one idea doesn't work. I think that taking risks wins championships, no pun intended, but taking risks is necessary to growth.
Well, here's the thing. Bear, how many paychecks have you made off of this?
Not a single damn one.
Tanner, have you managed to pull one off that I don't know of? Yeah. None of us are making money off of this shit. So if we throw something at the wall and it doesn't stick, okay, that's life. Oh.
We'll pick up and try again.
Yeah, you get up and go on. That's just how things go sometimes.
Yeah.
So give it a shot, and if it doesn't work out, so fucking what? none of us are making money. It's not a multi-million-dollar company at this point. Ozzy would like to say hello.
Hello, Ozzy.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you should take risks. I think it's healthy to take risks. I think it makes you really think more about what you're doing, and you put your whole heart and soul in it when you're willing to gamble it with ideas.
Yeah,
Not every idea sucks. We've done some really shitty stuff.
yeah. And there have been several times that me and him have both been like, yeah, no, this was a
We
bad
gotta
idea.
change this. Yeah, this is a bad idea. We gotta cut this, or we gotta change this.
Or, been like, let's not air this. That has
We've
happened.
made it through an entire filming session before and been like, all right, we can't air any of that. That's horrible.
Would you get comfortable already?
so with that approach, because again, this was an ideal of mine, not to. The main reason was to show people that podcasters can collaborate, that there are other podcasters out there. Maybe you like me and you follow me, but there's so many different ones out there that you may find someone you like too and can listen to. And again, when I listen to y'all, I'm always okay. They're going to be different. So let me listen and enjoy. But with that being said, too, y'all quick to throw some great gems out there when you're having fun that people, if they're not really paying attention, it goes by them.
Yeah. That's so. All right, Ozzy, buddy, you gotta go. You're just wallering on me. So, we have, this segment's. I tend to produce, direct, pick out when we're doing stuff, but it's because I know that I can give Tanner a segment and be like, "This is what I'm shooting for," and he'll knock it out of the park 90% of the time with the two of us going back and forth. And that's
very few times where I remember there's one specific time that we were trying to cut a promo for something. And we had to reshoot it like 10 times because I kept getting in my own head and I kept fucking up the words. And he'd give me exactly what to say. And usually I was pretty right on with that. But we had to film this like 10 times to the point where when we got to the 10th, I was like, I think this is stupid. Maybe we shouldn't do this.
And, as far as Joe's history of pro wrestling thing, I'm big on looking at the analytics of stuff. Like, I love, the fact that we've had over 50,000 views on Instagram in the last 30 days is kind of phenomenal to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I was looking at Joe's, because I know that he had lost a lot of his passion for it too. And Joe helped us out in the beginning. And that's why I want to help. Like, I want Joe to succeed. I want you to succeed. I want the people that were down with Till 5 from day one to do well. So when I saw Joe's stuff and I saw that he had done pretty well with the histories of wrestling, I was like, Joe, do this more, man. This is what was working for you.
Right.
And the truth about Joe is that Joe and I have had our differences in the past, but Joe really gave us a platform to do exactly what we wanted to do and say exactly what we wanted to say. Never has Joe ever tried to censor us or tell us what we can and can't say. He totally let us organically grow on his show for a couple months before we started Till 5.
Yeah.
And I think too that part of it, that having friends around you can bounce ideas off of, or like, I know if I do something that sucks, y'all gonna tell me like, damn, Burr, you don't do that one again.
And we would hope you would listen.
And I don't get offended by it because I know y'all telling me out of love and like, we want to see you succeed. So don't do that shit no more.
Well, Bear, so we're the first week of your podcast month appreciation stuff, correct? Might I offer not having that Benny Laurie-esque 2-minute long intro there, buddy. That you like toss part of it in other places or something, because you're going to lose people. You got to get it under 30 seconds. You lose people. I've watched it myself. It's ridiculous.
Well, and you're not the first to say that to me, and I get it.
I
And
felt
I
the
would,
opposite about it. I was in the zone the whole time while it was playing.
well,
You
and
weren't even standing at the camera when we came on. You went to go get your belt.
I was there for the first 10 minutes.
well,
I was waiting for Jeff the Ruck to be on here when we came in.
well, and here's the kick. Here's the reason why it's so long. That song I came up with myself, and I liked it, and I wanted more of the song to get some attention.
If you like it, do
that's
it.
why.
I liked it. I liked it.
And
My advice.
And a lot of people have told me they have liked it, but again, I'm not to the point that I don't recognize. Okay, this is long.
Put it as your outro.
Yeah, but
Put the
how many
full
people
song
want
as
to watch
your
the
outro,
outro?
man. That would work perfect. It's like having a good song at the end credits of a movie.
I would take that suggestion and make some changes on the next month because of, and the reason being I want something different. So when people go back and look at my catalog, they're able to tell, okay, this is regular, this is a special.
Yeah.
So again, I appreciate
that's
it.
what I was saying. Like you could put the podcaster appreciation month and like a 15 or 20-second snippet from the song in the open to kind of introduce everything, and then put the whole song in the back end.
I like that.
Kind of like how Friends used to play the whole song at the end of the episode and shit. I'll be there for you.
Oh,
Joe appreciates me. That's good to know.
I actually put Joe over for once in my life, and he's still.
I love that Joe likes to rip on Canada and then doesn't spell it right.
Ever. He never spells it right. No.
Canadia.
Oh my goodness. So, what do you look for when you're looking at other podcasts? What are the things that you see in different ones?
Well, the best podcasts are the ones that are real, that are just a chilled, setback conversation, not some Mark asking the same dumb fucking questions that have been asked 100 times to these people.
And make me laugh. You know, be a real person and make me laugh.
Or make me cry. You know, tell me some meaningful stories.
Don't read a script.
Yeah.
You can have notes. There's nothing wrong with notes, but give it what you got, man. You gotta shoot this shit out.
When you like with Big Vito, when you have guests that are pretty famous, do you take the same approach versus having a younger talent who may have not done a podcast before? Do y'all take the same approach?
To me personally, the only difference between the Big Vito interview and the other interview or any other show was that I was a bit starstruck during the Vito episode. Other than that, we run it exactly as we would run any other show, and just basically gave Vito, for instance, a rundown of like, hey, this is the segments of the show.
Yeah, that's after we did the Barnabas one, Sean Casey reached out and I told him we don't do them. Like, interviews aren't what we usually do. We do them if we can help push somebody and it fits with what we're doing. Like, it's kind of as long as it's mutually beneficial and not just a waste of our time or your time, because there's 100 podcasts that you could go on. And I told Sean, I was like, I have a friend that has a good podcast. You can go on his. Like, I'm happy to connect them with you. That's what you do. That's Bear's thing. That's not what we do.
Right.
Yeah. And that's just how it is.
To be honest, that interview was so fun and, and interesting because I did not know his backstory, and that's why we're going to bring them back another time so I can give them the real time to tell the stories. Because, like I said, me sitting there listening to it, it was so interesting and deep, and you learn, and that's what I think a lot of times I'm trying to get across. You can learn something new that you never knew about somebody, and you can enjoy it to the point of, okay, now I want to follow this guy. Now I want to get behind them. Because for me, that's what the podcast is meant for. Not for my talents, but for the guests that I bring on. I want you to grow and be attached to them.
Yeah, then that's why, like, we love your show. You're a great interviewer. Like, it is good. It is a very good podcast. And that's like we were saying to begin with. We're not necessarily a podcast. Sorry, Tanner, I cut you off.
No, you're totally okay. I've told you multiple times in private messages, Bear, that I enjoyed a particular show that you did, whatever, just random ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I turn them on in the background more when I'm playing video games or stuff. So
I loved the Silas Mason interview that you did. That's my favorite, I think.
I enjoyed the first one you did with Till 5 the most, and then probably the Carrie and Ricky Morton one.
That one's great.
And see, that's the thing too. Like you were saying, have notes. I always feel like I want to be a little different than other podcasters, and I generally let the guests know beforehand, hey, I didn't do too much research. That's not me. I want to learn when my fans learn. I said, because I feel like if I already know something ahead, I'm gonna be fake, and I never want to be fake on my show. So, and I, out of all the guests, I probably had one that was like, it wasn't like it was bad or anything, but it was, everybody else like, okay, we understand, that makes sense. And again, when I bring a guest on, I never want to insult them, never want to make them feel uncomfortable. So, and with that being said, I've did this on probably most of these interviews this month. Guys, girls, you see that QR code? That will lead you to Till 5 Wrestling's YouTube page. I encourage you to go look at their podcast. It's definitely different. If you need a great laugh, you need to check it out. Joe, I'm gonna put you in the corner, bro. You're acting up a little too much.
Joe's our number one fan every month on Facebook, just so everybody knows.
This is actually pretty true.
Yes, I was about to say.
Look, Joe is waiting for the day that Tanner finally blows his fucking top off and loses his shit, and I'm not cool about it. Because I am very chill when Tanner's like, fuck off, dude, you'll be fine. But one of these days, I'm going to be like, shut the fuck up. And Joe's going to be there like, hey, you want to do a show with me instead?
Whoop, whoop,
Swill's edition. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, Swill.
So, since this got brought up, and I did want to talk about it, the episode where Tan lost his ever loving shit. Now, we're not going to go too much into detail about it, but what I would say is I understood why. I understood why. I understood the joke reference I didn't know. I did not know if the joke references was because he was so fucking pissed. He just came to out of the blue.
Listen, I hit a level of, I wouldn't even call it anger. It wasn't even anger. I was riffing, and it just kept going, and it kept getting worse, and it kept spiraling out of control. But that is actually probably the most real version of me that anyone has ever seen on a podcast.
Well, I mean,
I do crash out about random shit.
Yeah, he does, especially on the lives. Speaking of which, we have a live coming up on January 27th to talk about managers. Hopefully, Tan will crash out on that one when somebody screws over a wrestler that we like or a manager that we like.
And and I'm glad you brought that up, because out of everything else, and if people don't know, y'all, I think they just would assume, oh, they just bitch and piss and moan, but it's not even like that. Y'all, again, y'all will educate people. I love coming on when y'all have those debates and we doing those, because you can learn so much.
You're a master debater.
You learn so much, and you can just get the feel, because you can tell how much everybody is a fan.
Well, look, Barry, let's be honest here. I have seen the damn Wikipedia pages in your glasses on those lives before as you're Googling shit to try and argue, okay? So don't hand me this. I learned so much. Yeah, you learned from Wikipedia, asshole. Be honest.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I've never, ever did that shit. Don't ever plan on doing that shit. As much wrestling as I have up here, that I
just saw you click a window out in your glasses. I just saw you close the window.
See? Like, I would never. And you see the fucking pop-up for Wikipedia wanting some money out of him right there in the corner. Uh-huh.
Pay the $3.75, Bear.
Any damn way. I do not do things like that. Hell, if I'm going to do it, I don't have any problem saying I'm doing it and would admit it. But I have so much knowledge in my head that is so fun to debate about different people, different times.
Well, you have so much knowledge. What's your favorite Big Vito match?
My favorite one is where he won the hardcore title.
WCW Monday Night Nitro against Terry Funk. Also my favorite.
Good pick.
I kind of enjoyed that one last night against Cocaine. That was fun.
I saw him beat the shit out the tag team champs. They had just won the titles. He got in the ring with that damn kendo stick and went fucking Sandman on them.
It's because he's a damn lunatic.
He's intense, man. Vito does not fuck around. He is dead.
That's all right. The Outbreak will get him back. They'll end up giving him the poison mist, and he'll be one of their new zombies. That's what's going to happen for Vito, and Vito's going to be the zombies' little sidekick by the time this is over.
Genuinely, Sweal, I'm glad you brought this up. Vito, I think, is literally one of the best heels in the business. He generates real heat on lunacy. It is so real.
And another thing I wanted to bring up about them. Now, before they got who they have, we were having the discussion. And I don't even remember who brought it up. But I wasn't paying attention, and I looked, and it was like, hey, Vince Russo is the best booker. I think that was the first legitimate time that me and Tan...
You're misremembering.
Go ahead.
Vince Russo is the best wrestling writer there's ever been.
Okay.
He's not a booker. He is a writer for a television show. There is a huge difference.
Oh,
And if you look back I genuinely think that if you look back at the summer of 1999, that Eric Bischoff plummeted that fucking company on purpose because he knew he was going out. Because why in the hell would you have this mysterious white Hummer show up? Why would you have Sid come in and immediately be a main event guy? Why would you do this stupid ass shit if you weren't just trying to tank the company?
I think that he was just throwing shit at the wall.
Well, and then Eric likes to pop up in all these other companies like he's going to improve them or make them better. He's never. The only thing Eric Bischoff has been good at is being a general manager. He's a good character, and he's a good businessman.
He's the Grim Reaper of wrestling companies. Everywhere he goes, everybody's contracts turn to dust.
I mean, it's the truth. Look at what he did to TNA. They are just now repairing, and it's been, what, 12 years? They're almost to where they were.
Yeah.
Viewership wise, I don't know if they'll ever get back to where they were post Bishop or pre Bischoff and Hogan.
Well, could you put up Swill's comment there?
Yeah.
See, Swills, that's the beauty of it. If JCW wants to grow and become profitable, and I'm assuming that's what Jay wants in the long run, then he has to reach out to more than just the Juggalos. And the beauty of bringing in somebody like Russo is you're going to have this crossover, because Tanner would never have been interested in going to an ICP show until we got involved with JCW. It's not his scene. But that's why
JCW has changed my opinion of a lot. As you know, I'm not a Juggalo. I'm not a Juggalo advocate. But JCW, I'm a genuine fan of. I think it's a great wrestling product, and I think they produce actual stories, which is lacking from the business as a whole right now.
And that's what's their talent is what's gotten him to stick around. Like, they've had great workers, but they didn't have the stories that Russo has managed to bring in that hooks wrestling fans.
Right.
That's why instead of, like, I was looking, as I said before, I'm an analytics man. I was looking at their viewership on the Psychopathic Records page, and outside of ICP album or music videos and such, the highest viewed JCW stuff is stuff that has the Outbreak on it, or it's been stuff from the last 2 months. Like, that's their big draws so far have been Russo and the Outbreak. So that's what you've got to lean into. But by leaning into that and keeping Cocaine and Stephen Flo, I hope he's not actually hurt. Keeping them in the episode every week, you're giving those guys a rub too.
Yes.
And that's what Russo does perfect. He ends every show with this cliffhanger, so you have to tune in the next week. He doesn't overload it. You get an hour of entertainment. That's why Russo is the best television writer in wrestling history.
I will say this. I think that he's hit on a segment of fans that miss the Attitude Era.
Smart.
And
what about the Attitude Era?
Here it is.
Yeah. Well, that's what culture always makes fun of, how fans are wanting that so bad. And if you watch JCW, it's great.
Well, no, I don't make fun of it, because what I was about to say is it is just not the type of wrestling that I like. And now, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. It's just what personally not for me. I'm a big advocate of old Southern wrestling. That's why I get into the NWAs, Joe Kazana Promotions, the Crossfire, because it's more of wrestling from the era I really enjoyed. And that's the big thing for me. If you can have all these different indie promotions have different eras and they're going to hit with certain fans, then that's great because it puts eyes on them. It has people talking, and you have different podcasters who will now cover it, and they're original
Well, I
because
think
they're. Go ahead.
Candy Sweet Kerry Morton is, a big part of JCW, as are a lot of other NWA guys. Listen, I think a lot of people are going to look at the ICP part of it and understandably say, this is not for me. I'm not talking about you, Bear. I just mean in general.
No.
A lot of people are going to look at that. But I think that you should look to me as an example of, hey, I'm not an ICP guy either, but this wrestling company over here, they're really making some noise over here, and you got to check this out.
And I think that is my round the way of saying give something a chance, even though it may not be your cup of tea. You can criticize, but hell, how can you criticize if you never look at it?
Yeah.
That's why you never hear me talk about it, because I hadn't watched it. Just because I have an issue with Vince doesn't mean that I'm going to take it out on the whole company. I've never watched it, so who am I to say what they do or don't do? So again, and that's what I think in the last year or so, you've seen bubbling. You catching different types of wrestling, different storylines, and different things from so many different areas. And I think it's a great thing because it puts in mind you can look at stuff and you don't have to be there, because they're more based out of the Midwest, I want to say.
JCW?
Yeah.
Well, so
a bit, but
they tend to do, like, obviously they do Detroit a lot. That's where ICP is based out of. Yeah. But you've got what they're doing is they're doing their JCW tapings before ICP concerts, so they're all around.
Which is a super smart way to do business.
It is. They're doing this. Hold on, I'm going to pull up that graphic because I'm awesome. They're doing this Carnival of Chaos tour with Ouija Mac and Wacko the Kid and Violent J, I think it is. So while they're on that, they're also doing the JCW TV tapings. And that's why we couldn't get Russo on our show, because he was having to write all of the TV for this. Think about this. On January 17th, they have a show in Denver, Colorado. Then they're down to New Mexico for 2 days, Arizona for 3, Nevada for 1, Utah, Idaho, back to Reno, Nevada. In the span of 9 days, they've got a show every day. Like, it is 9 straight days of filming and recording while these guys are also doing their tour. While ICP or while Ouija Mac and all them's performing on stage.
They're working their ass off, and I respect it greatly.
Yeah, that's like I told Tan a year ago when I was dressed up as Juggalatorious ATB on our Halloween special. Say what you want about their music, you have to respect the hustle of these two guys.
I will say this. They honestly should be in the Hall of Fame. I will argue with anybody. They deserve that.
6
No
months ago
matter
on live, I argued against that, and now I totally disagree with that.
You're learning. Like
I agree that they should be in the Hall of Fame. They deserve it more than half the people in there. Those guys are real hustling workers,
and they love wrestling.
and they love it.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get them in the Hall. I really want them to get a spot on
They're big
AEW.
money hustlers. In fact,
Yeah.
they're not just big wrestling hustlers; they're big money hustlers.
yeah, and
I mean, they're pumping out new merch like every week. It's great. I think it's hilarious. That's how you run it.
I have so much respect in them in that sense. And anyone that loves wrestling, how in the hell can I hate you?
Yeah.
I mean, you love what I love.
Well, now, hey, Bear, just so you know, Vince Russo is also a lover of professional wrestling. So, how can you hate him?
No, he doesn't respect it.
He does respect it.
No,
It's a great television show.
He wipes his feet before he gets in the ring.
he doesn't respect it. And the thing is, my issue with Russo was being disrespectful and bringing politics in. That's what pissed me off. It pissed me off tremendously. But
I really don't even remember what it was that got you pissed off at him. I just, at this point,
it was a DEI comment that really pissed me off.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Now,
So
I don't remember exactly what it was.
And now I've calmed down, and I think too, I understood, like, okay, he's just trying to shock people. That's what he does. But there's certain lines you don't fucking cross. And especially with the environment of the world, the US today, yeah, that's what ticked me off. But I've calmed down. It ain't like,
Well, it's not like Vince Russo really affects Professor Bear's real life. There's no need in hating the guy. He's just not your cup of tea.
well, again, yeah, but
Yeah.
fuck him anyway. But
I don't want to butt fuck him anyways.
But again, there's enough room for all of us to do whatever we want to do. And like I tell many people so many times, if you don't like something, there's a button called off. Use it. And that's what I never listen to his podcast. I don't plan to listen to his podcast.
Well, ironically, Till 5 Wrestling subscribed to his YouTube channel today. We're now 99 because it's 99 cents a month to subscribe. That way, we're supporting Russo's endeavors too.
I can't be mad at y'all for that.
Nah, actually, it was just easier to get a super chat to go through that way. I'm gonna be real for a minute there. Let me shoot with you for a second. Because my phone was being really fucking dumb and I couldn't get it to work. So I was like, all right, how am I going to pull this off? Let's see if I can get this to work. All right, I can subscribe. That means this will work. Because it's a lot better to take a risk on a 99-cent offer than a $5 offer.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And Swills, I agree. The camera work is great in JCW. That has been a complaint of mine about indie wrestling my entire life, is when it looks like shit. I love ROH, but it is so hard to go back and watch ROH from 2002 and 2003.
Right. I agree with you too.
Like, I would like to watch the IWA Mid-South Punk and Hero matches. But I can't, because all Ian Rotten wanted to do was record on like VHS tapes or some shit, because that looks awful. Yeah, I'm taking shots tonight. That's how it works when you get us live on a Friday night, right, Tanner?
That's right.
I was going to say, now there's so many access to good equipment that you don't have to break the bank to get some decent equipment.
Well, I'm currently rocking a really sweet Pile USA microphone. You can get those at pileusa.com. They're not paying me yet.
Maybe one day.
There we go. Sweet. We appreciate it, Swills.
Thank you, Swill.
It's so let me ask y'all this. If I just came up to tell y'all, hey, I'm about to start podcasting, what advice could you give me? What would it be?
Don't do it. Spare your fucking self. This is not worth it.
Look, hey, Tan, you can walk away whenever you want, and I won't hold it against you. Just give me a half season notice. You know, that's the stipulation.
Oh, I'm staying, baby.
Uh-huh. Well, that's the thing about us. Bear calls us a podcast. We're not so much a podcast. We're more an internet wrestling show. Yeah, we are entertainment, not podcasting. I actually went through and changed our settings like 9 months ago on YouTube. We don't fall into that category even because it's not. We can talk about wrestling with everybody, and that would be my recommendation to anybody that's looking at getting into wrestling podcasting. If you're just going to come in and talk about it, like if you're doing it for therapy or to just have some fun and chat with friends, cool. I feel like that's a lot of the reason that some people get into it. I can talk about wrestling with my wrestling friends on their wrestling podcasts. So if I'm going to do something, I want to do something different. I want to do a show. If you're going to start a wrestling podcast, for the love of God, don't just get on there and talk about whatever WWE's done for 5 seconds and call that a day.
And if you're in it to make money, you're in the wrong business.
You're not going to make money in this.
If you're in it to make money, you might as well go just get a job.
No, why don't you get a job?
Man.
Precious Juggalos! Yes, I love Shovel. Shovel is the shit.
Shovel.
Hold on. My little Boodalo right here from Shovel on my desk every day, staring at me. He hangs out with Cobra Commander. And I have we will complete this little entertainment with a WCW Nitro Grill shot glass.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
I'm a man of many colors.
I think I'm going to end off with this question. Even though y'all are not a podcast, if you got a chance to do one interview with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Wrestler? Or
I'm sorry to say this because it's a little controversial, but I would hope that any of us would take the swing if we got the opportunity. It would have to be McMahon. I would have to hear what McMahon has to say.
Well, now, okay, so is it going to go on the air, or is this just I get to chit chat with somebody?
No, this will be an on-air interview.
On the air, give me Shane. In private, give me Vince.
Give me Vince. Give me Vince if it's going to be on the air. No, I want because I will ask him the questions.
Yep.
I would do that in a heartbeat because what the fuck's he going to do to me? As far as just being able, like who I think it would be fun to have a chill conversation with. Balor. I think that would be a fucking blast to just sit and talk about him and his career. I mean, I've had the opportunity with a couple of wrestlers in my life, so yeah. Hey, there's Precious Juggalos popping in here. Lord, we're getting all the attention now.
See, look, Bear.
Do you know what's happening right now, Bear?
That they're taking over.
The carnival provides.
The carnival does provide.
Well, congratulations I love the support. Don't have anything negative to say about y'all because I don't know y'all, and I wouldn't insult you just to insult you.
Well, let me tell you, Shovel. So Shovel does Precious Juggalos, and what he'll paint like Precious Moments figures, and he'll do like Violent J and Shaggy, but he'll paint it on anything. He can Juggify anything. He's currently working on a McDonald's Furby toy, I think.
That's awesome.
Um, and he does these live streams every day, and it's like watching Bob Ross. He's just there to chill and chit chat. Shovel, and he's been very supportive of Till 5, putting us over and pushing us with his live streams, and I greatly appreciate it. He's an awesome dude, good person, and there has been a stigma, I feel like, with juggalos, and that's why I've called myself the juggalo advocate. People like to shit on juggalos, like they're some bad people. They're not. They're good people. So fucking what if they like to paint their face up occasionally with their friends and go get soda poured on them? Like, there's a lot worse things that people can do out there. Yeah,
Juggalo,
I actually have the ghoul that Shovel did. I have on my shelf downstairs. My wife got that for me as a Christmas present. But yeah, juggalos are not the bad people, and that's what I've told Tanner to his face several times. I told him that a year ago.
Juggalos, listen, we're kind of talking a little out of character here on a Bears thoughts. So I'll just let you know, you guys have won me over. It's kind of cool to see the culture. Like now that I'm starting to learn a little bit about their culture, because that's what JCW has done. It has made me want to research the Juggalos
Right.
and see what is it that I hate so much. You know, what is it that I talk so much shit about? And I have been legitimately educated by these people.
I'm going to put over my wife here with this. Speaking of juggalo culture, for Christmas this year, I cried for the first time ever opening up presents as I received the entire Insane Clown Posse Pendulum comic book set with the CD singles. And that's the great thing about these guys, for me, is that it has always been a crossover. Like, I've always loved comics. They've always loved comics. They've always loved wrestling. I've always loved wrestling. I enjoy a lot of their music. I think it is hilarious. A lot of them is fun. I've got number 7 in here. I've got them all. She got me the full set with the CDs. Seeing number 2 was the one that got me because that was actually purchased for me in 2000. So, yeah, that's the thing. ICP are they're nerd hustlers, is what it boils down to, and that's if you hate that and you're a wrestling fan or you're in podcasting, there's something fucking wrong with you.
Well,
No, I'm
it's
not talking
hard
about you. I'm not talking
No,
about you.
no,
at
no,
all.
no. I know you wouldn't, but what I was gonna say is it's hard to be a wrestling fan and not be a nerd. And the truth of the matter is most wrestling fans are either into comic books or action figures or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
If that's your thing, that's your thing.
We're all nerds. We just all have different things maybe that we nerd out about.
Exactly. I mean, hell, I love video games, comic books. That's just hell. I still watch animation. I'm a big DC fan, so I watch a lot of DC. When they come out with the new anime, I'm always on it.
Well, make no mistake about it. At this point, Tanner is a music nerd. He really, like, genuinely, the kid is. I didn't mean to be a dick.
I know what you mean. It makes sense for what you're about to say.
Yeah, the kid is as knowledgeable about 60s and 70s rock as somebody that was alive back then. It's great. And sometimes I'll drop some songs that he's not heard of or the reference to.
I built an entire playlist that him and his wife followed on Spotify and still sometimes listen to this day. I'm just a music junkie. My dad was a music junkie. I've been into rock music since I was a kid. And 60s, 70s, 80s, man, I know it all.
And see, I'm a big music junkie myself, and I listen to so many different genres. Man,
Have you
I have
tried horror
music.
rap yet?
Say what?
Have you tried horror rap yet?
Yes. Hell, I was into it when Bushwick Bill was doing it.
I like what is it? Big Voodoo, and I enjoy Ouija Mac and ICP. Like that's really the extent of it for me.
Hell, yeah. It's some country music that is my shit. I,
I don't like country music at all. I'm not really a big fan of rap music, but I listen to mostly like 70s rock, and then I venture into like funk. I really love funk, and I really love reggae, and I like that kind of era of shit. And I like that's kind of what I like.
What was the name of that playlist again?
Let's get stoned.
Huh.
Available on
oh, I do remember when the Ghetto Boys did the gathering. I do. Matter of fact, that was right before Bushwick Bill died.
I saw that. I heard the story about Tech Nine playing it, and the Juggalos like all turned their back to him at first, but then they ended up enjoying him.
Tech Nine is amazing.
He is. Yep. Well, I think it's great looking back at some of the ICP lyrics, like "fuck playing festivals." Now they're playing festivals. Don't buy our action figures. They've got new action figures coming out that actually look really cool because they're in like the Jekyll Brothers gear that they wore in WCW. Yeah.
And see, like anything else, it's always a moment in time, and you're going to grow and change. You're not going to stay the same forever. So your opinion is going to change. The way you look at things are going to change. And you just got to, that's why, and I think it's just me being older now. I don't really trip off of too many people, what they say and do like I used to. It's like, okay, you're the one that got the answer for that. You're not bothering me. It's not killing anybody. Man, enjoy you. Do you.
Not my farm, buddy. Not my pigs.
Not my circus, not my monkeys, man. That's what I always heard.
Well, I'm Letterkenny. I've been on a Letterkenny run.
So, guys, this has been amazing. Like always.
That's what she said.
Y'all know me very well. Y'all know I always love to give compliments and let people enjoy their flowers, because after you're gone, you can't enjoy them. I want you to smell your flowers, do whatever you want with them, but acknowledge that.
Speaking of flowers, if you want some good quality flower, you should go see our good friends at Green Hemp Company at 2560 East Andrew Johnson. They're rolling in the foothills of the Smokies in Greenville, Tennessee.
I'm surprised.
Quality flower. Just
I was surprised that it took you that long.
I was trying to just let it go. But when you capped up, I was like, okay, so once we continue. We're on there.
Going back to what I was saying is, I love y'all. Y'all my brothers. Continue, and I know y'all will continue doing what y'all do, growing and just having fun with, because I know your fans know that y'all are one of a kind and y'all are killing it. So I wanted to tell y'all thank you, and I am so glad of where y'all have came from and where y'all going.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget, 15 months ago, we didn't have a podcast.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It is.
I think neither one of us had ever sat on a live stream until late August of last year, of
It
2024.
was really just a fuck it, let's do this.
Yeah, we had sat around and bullshit about it while watching wrestling so many times.
Might as well record it.
Yeah. See if some people enjoy it. And it turns out some people are enjoying it.
And we appreciate you for having us on, Bear, as always. You know, you're one of the great friends of Teal 5. We love you.
Well, when Tanner said that he was going on a break from doing anybody else's shows, he was like, the only one I'm doing is Bears.
Yeah, I accepted your booking. Yeah.
Yes. And when I can remember when you said that, because I was like, hey, you got to do mine. He's like, oh yeah, I know I'm doing yours.
Well, I'm trying to get him to get in the studio again so we can work on our second song finally, as we've got lyrics done for it. We just need to get it done so we can pop it out after Waffle House. I mean, you never know what we're going to talk about.
Oh my goodness.
See you,
I
Swills.
never know what y'all going to talk about most times, so I'm always ready for whatever.
Whoop, whoop. Well, one thing that you can guarantee that we're going to talk about at least every week for the rest of this season is the quality entertainment you're going to find with JCW Lunacy.
JCW Lunacy, available Thursday nights at 9 o'clock on YouTube.
And I'm going to try to check out an episode.
7. My bad.
Yeah, but well, I mean, here is my plan for next Thursday. I'm going to sit down and watch JCW at 7, and then I'm going to watch TNA at 8. I'm going to give them both a fair shot and see which one entertains me more. Because I know that if I have to sit through some boring ass WWE knockoff, I can turn TNA off and I'm good.
Yeah. Me, I'm going to be podcasting because unlike most people, I'm always trying to be nice and flex to everybody else's schedule. So I'm all over the damn place. But I sure am not going to complain because
we kind of dropped that on you with our GOAT Live with the greatest manager of all time.
Which actually I have been meaning to say I will be there. I have people that are nice enough to change for me. So
very good.
I said I wasn't doing shows for a while. I came out of hiatus to do this show tonight for you because I love you, Bear.
And I love you too. And that's why I always, no matter what, if I see y'all in some shit, I'm always right there like, and who what?
Well, hold on. Look, you got a bad back, dude. Don't go doing that.
Well, hey, like I tell anybody, I got 2 swings in me, and I got a.
Look, you don't want to be like Hulk Hogan having so many back surgeries you start shrinking.
No, I don't want to, but hell, the doctor said I would, so you know, I already know I am.
Well, it's a good thing you're tall as fuck, anyways.
Oh, am I tall as fuck or y'all short as fuck?
You're tall as fuck. You're tall as fuck. Like Bear, well, you almost can like see over the top shelf in the bookstores that are like 6.5 or 7 foot tall. Like you can put your chin in the top shelf. As where some people need step stools. Like, no, dude, you're tall as fuck. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
That's all right. Next time I see you, I've been in the gym more regularly, so like I can just toss you on my shoulder and carry you through the parking lot. I'm gonna give you an attitude adjustment in the middle of the Chinese restaurant. I'll put you through a table and be like, "Where the hell's my egg foo young, bitch?"
Oh shit. I think that is the best way of us ending this live. Guys, thank you. guys, girls, thank you once again for joining me on this great journey and great conversation. As I always love to do before I end the show is please, please, please support your local wrestling. I promise you that you will get an experience that you won't forget. And you never know who you see in the independent circuit that one day may become a major star. And you can say, hey, I saw them when they got started or whatever.
Well,
Like Candy Sweet Kerry Morton.
that's what I was going to say. Like the real Kerry Morton, wrestling's greatest second generation wrestler.
He is amazing. And side note, the Mortons are great, great people.
Look, his flip flop father is not near as great as he is.
Yeah, his flip flop father doesn't hold a candle to the greatness of
that is Kerry Morton.
Kerry Morton.
So, with that being said, guys and girls, I am Professor Burr. This has been a Burr's Thought, and hopefully you will come back around the campfire and join me on some more great wrestling conversations. We are out of here. Thank you. God bless.